Welcome back. We are looking at how to make a hinged box like this one today. So when we make this, we're going to use our same original file that we created last time for our basic box and just make some changes to it so that we can now have a lid that will flip open. So let's jump right in here. So we have our file here. The first thing you're going to want to do here is make sure the size of the box is what you want. All right, so resize these, change this. If you want the length of it to be different, you go change that now. Remember, if you want something to fit inside there, like a deck of cards, you want to take into account that these are the outside, exterior measurements. So 4 inches would be from this outside edge to this outside edge. The inside is going to be slightly smaller based on the thickness of the wood there. So you're going to have to calculate that. All right, so let's jump right in here. We want to remove this lid and get rid of the lid we have there. So these last 3 things we did here, which are creating the lid there, we're going to want to delete. So we're just going to select those and delete that. Our lid is now gone. Now we're going to go back to this side sketch and we are going to make some changes here so that we can make this side shape of the box with the actual ring that you see there, or the cylinder that the pin of the hinge is going to fit into. So I'm going to make that and create that right here. So I'm going to create a reference rectangle for the actual pin piece that's going to go inside there. And this is going to be a square that is the thickness by thickness. So that same value we've been using is going to be for both of those. So I just set those to be equal, and you can see if you can also dimension those if you like. Those should be the thickness of the material there. So next I'm going to create a circle, but I'm going to make a 3-point circle because I want this circle to be perfectly around this square I just created there. All right, and then I'm going to go back and make another circle using the center point that's just been created, which is going to be the larger circle. That's going to go around the outside. We have 2 circles here, if you can see. So how big this one is, this one's really up to you. You can make this one really big. You can make it nice and flush with that back edge. I'm thinking flush with that back edge is going to look pretty good. And I'm going to say, okay. And that's it for designing the side. But now when I push OK, you'll notice that's gone. So I'm going to have to go back to the extrude that came right afterwards on that and make some changes there. I now want to also extrude this little ring that's going around the outside there. That's looking pretty good. And I don't want this tab on the top anymore. I'm going to unselect that. And now, if I push OK here, that's looking pretty good already. Look at that. But now you can see I have these extra tabs that are sticking up that I don't want anymore either. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. I'm just going to do the quick way of getting rid of these. I'm going to say extrude, and I'm going to click on all these. And I'm going to, it's going to pull them up and extrude them upwards right now. But I'm going to change this into a remove. And it's changing direction. I don't want to go that deep. You can see that's going to go too deep in there. It's just the thickness of the material. And look at that. It's going to kind of push those down if you want to think of that, or cut them off, however you want to think about it there. But the last thing we have to do here is push merge scope. So that is asking for you to make sure that click on the things you want to cut away. So if I click on both of those gray pieces on the side there, those are the ones I want to chop off. And there we go. So we officially have our sides done. Now we have to create the lid. So let's create a new sketch on this top surface. And I'm going to use a couple things. I'm going to use this corner and this corner, because those are the edges of the box. And then let's zoom in on this here. I'm going to use this outside, and you'll see this little purple thing show up here. This is going to give me a line that's projected straight downwards. And give me that front edge of that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Give me that front edge there. But now the next one is going to be a little bit trickier. I'm going to use a new tool that we haven't used yet. It's right here underneath Use, drop-down menu, Intersect. And look, I'm going to click on the cylinder now, and it's going to give me these two little lines there and there. And that's what I want, using Intersect this time. And again, same thing over here. Bingo. And now we're done using that. I'm going to hide all these parts so we can kind of see this. It looks a little messy right now, but let's show one of those just so we can kind of see what's going on there. Because actually I got something I don't need, that back line I don't need there. But we'll leave it there for now. So I'm going to create this little zigzag shape here. And, oop, I missed it there, didn't I? Let's try that again. That line was not where I wanted it to be. Connect to that point, and connect to that point, and then connect, that's the front there. And this little part right there is going to be the actual pin, like so. I'm going to hide this again, and we're doing the same thing over here. Boom, 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 boom. One last line. And these top lines that showed up there, you don't actually need. You can delete those or leave them alone. But that's going to be our lid now when we extrude that. That's the thickness again as usual. And let's unhide all these parts so I can see what's going on here. And we should be looking pretty good. All right, we officially have a lid. Look at that. And that's going to be able to rotate here. And you're good to go. If you want to make a little hinge, or excuse me, a clasp to hold this shut, we'll see another video to show you how that's done. Hope that helps. Enjoy.